I've just come across town quite competently, I believe, to get from, not that I was speeding, I just kind of cruised down the M7 and then the M2, but I just came back from the Hawkesbury show, which was a cracker of an event out there. But I told them that I had some serious business to get back to in my backyard, which is, of course, International Permaculture Day. And fortunately, I have had the opportunity this week, and I can see one other person, and put your hand up if I haven't noticed you, but I can see one other person that was present at the International Permaculture Convergence in Canberra this week. And that person actually can't put his hand up because he's got both hands on a photographic frame right there in front of him. Russ, I'll put your hand up, Russ.
Another one over there.
Oh, can I see a hand? Oh, we do too. Two people. Now, it was a wonderful 4-day, well, it was sort of 5 days, because there was a permaculture festival that the Canberra City Farm put on. Now, to give you an idea, and given that it's Permaculture Day today, they put an event on ahead of the Convergence, which is the national gathering of all permaculturists around the country. They put this event on, and they got 4,000 people turn up on a Sunday for the first time event, and on a day when the Canberra temperature graph had still been sitting up in the high 20s and 30s up until, I think, Saturday. And when I drove down there, I don't know if anyone remembers, last Sunday was very windy, and driving down the Hume Highway, I got out of the car at the Canberra City Farm and it was about 9 degrees. And it was a very cold day, but to true Canberran spirit, because I know if it was 9 degrees in Sydney, I'd be lucky if there was a stray dog listening to me speak today. People would just not come. So it was wonderful to have that event to support permaculture, not just in Canberra, but to lead into the Convergence. And then here we are today at the Permaculture Interpretive Garden, which I'll be talking a little bit about in a moment. But to get things underway, big welcome to you all. Thanks for coming out. It's just fantastic that you're supporting this project and have been supporting this project over the last 8 years or more. It's been one that is a pleasure to be involved in, and I'd like to call on your Mayor, Councillor Lindsay Shurey, to get things underway.
Thanks, Costa. We are so lucky to have Costa here to talk today, and he often comes down to, as he says, it's his hood, and we are really lucky. First of all, I would like to acknowledge the Bidjigal people of the Dharawal Nation, the traditional owners of this land, and I pay my respect to the elders, both past, present and emerging. I would also like to acknowledge today my fellow councillor, Councillor Kathy Nielsen. She's the only one that's made it out on this day. Oh. The women. The women, always the women, you're right. And it is such a pleasure to be here for International Permaculture Day. And what a special occasion it is on this particular Permaculture Day. It is to celebrate the final stages of the Randwick Sustainability Education Hub. The Hub is a wonderful, tangible achievement of Council's Sustaining Our Cities initiative. Sustaining Our City projects are funded by Council's innovative environmental levy programme, which is now in its 14th year. By improving our natural and social environment projects funded by the levy, help make Randwick City a more resilient and environmentally friendly place to live now and in the future. Today, we launch the third and final stage of improvements and works here. Now, what I also want to say, and it's not in my speech that's been written for me, is that one of the drivers of this initiative is Fiona, one of the council staff is Fiona Campbell. She's been our Sustainability Education Extension Officer for 14 years, and most of you would be aware of her dogged determination to make this happen. She spoke with community, she spoke with all entities to put this vision in place. And everything you see here above the height of a blade of grass is all down to Fiona's determination. So on behalf of everyone here, Fiona, I know you're trying to hide behind that post but you can't. I want to thank you for our permaculture garden and orchard, our wild food trail, our habitat trail, our reed bed irrigation toilet, our vertical garden demonstration area, our Waterwise education trail, our purpose-built outdoor classroom, the sustainability refurbishment inside our community centre, our native cottage garden, and the herb garden that we're opening today. Now it was Fiona's determination to make this happen that we are lucky enough to be sitting here, and she must be very proud, and I must thank her internally. Back to the speech. Thanks everybody, she's very special. So what we have here today, what we're opening today is we're connecting the Randwick Community Centre to the open space of the reserve. We have a new cottage garden habitat trail with hundreds of new native plants, a wayfinding and community notice board, and a new meeting place for residents and visitors that allows them to relax and chill out under our pergola, which will have shade on it when things grow. These additions add to the other features that Council has provided over the previous years, which I have been mentioning: the outdoor learning centre, vertical garden, our beautiful purpose-built outdoor classroom, which many of you will have done your classes in, I would imagine. Fiona is also the driver of those classes as well. I think Fiona managed to educate, or help to educate, over 1,000 Randwick residents to permaculture. So when we think about the number of residents in Randwick City, that's a huge number, and again, Fiona, I'm thanking you. So it is a practical realisation of a collaborative design process that started in 2009, and that's when we decided that Costa probably didn't have a beard, and that included local sustainability groups like Permaculture East residents and volunteers who have completed the sustainability and community leadership courses. Obviously, I'm thanking our council staff and our specialist permaculture designers. Our stage 3 additions include the wayfinding notice board so that people can now find their way around the site. All of the timber and paving you can see is recycled and reused, continuing to demonstrate the importance of doing what you can, wherever you can, to live more sustainable. And another feature of our stage 3 development here is the cottage garden habitat trail. 400 native herbs, shrubs and grasses will be planted here with the specific aim of providing food for bees, habitat for small birds and lizards, and of course interest for you, the residents and visitors. And two other people I really have to say thank you to today are permaculture landscape architect Steve Bailey, standing over there, and architect Terry Bale, they've both been involved from the very beginning, so thank you guys. I also want to thank the people who attended the initial design workshops to envision what we could do with this site. To the council staff who have been involved in the project, and importantly to our Perma Bee Garden volunteers who tirelessly come every Friday to maintain these gardens. Yes, I think that, yes. our residents and our visitors will have many enjoyable hours visiting and learning in this place. So on behalf of Randwick Council and its residents, I would like to officially open this new practical example of sustainable urban development that demonstrates the reality that council and its community can collaborate to make beautiful places. And we are now going to unveil the plaque. Yeah, could we come?
Yeah.
We just had to turn it this way because the photo's going that way, so you can't imagine.
No, we want
Definitely not.
Okay.
You want to grab part of this? Yeah, Fiona.
Yeah. Yeah. I insist.
That's beautiful.
And you, Costa.
Oh, I'm offering spiritual support.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Happy with that.
It's the team.
I haven't seen you smile for ages, Fiona.
Beautiful.
I'm back with Costa in it as well.
I'll get these ones first. Get these ones first.
Costa, come on. We don't get you all this.
Peter!
It's your hood.